All right, everybody, back to the Irish Fiddler. We're starting to see some of his features come into focus. All right. With a little Crimson Lake and Vermilion, just to coral things up a little bit. Just to coral things up a little bit. I'm going to put in this upper lip. And work a little more around the mouth. I'm going a little more coral, which means I'm going just a little more toward the vermilion side. Give him some warmth. I'm going over some of that blue. There. Later, I'll come back in with a little bit of the crimson, which will rosy things up. But that's the warmer side of his face, from what I can see. And then down into the neck line. Being careful not to get too dark. I don't want to overdo it on the face. going back into this ear on the right. I've gone orange with my vermilion, and now I'm just going to go a little pinker with the crimson. Just really utilizing that watermelon mix we talk about. I'm going to let that dry a little. There. Let's let that dry a little. I'm going to work on the hands. While I have my skin recipe handy. They're very pale. This one's easier to see over here. Pretty much just putting in the local color at this point. Okay, and coming back around to do this one. I know there's some light here. But let's go ahead and get the local color of the skin in there. Two fingers there. Okay. All right. So we talked about adding I'm going to, I digress. I'm going to start on the shirt because I've got this nice close-up going. I'm going to go ahead and put in some of these shadows in the shirt. I'm using cobalt blue with a little bit of vermilion. Not vermilion. Cobalt blue. Yeah, vermilion. I'm working the neutral. Okay. See, it's hard to paint and talk at the same time. I'm using a number 4 brush. I'm lightening and blending as I go. changing color as I go. I added just a little more neutral there. Back to cobalt to put in the rest. And once again, if that cobalt isn't pure, it's not nearly as beautiful. So back to the pure cobalt. Reducing all those wrinkles in his shirt to shapes. And you know, we don't want to get too anal about all these wrinkles. We just want to indicate what's going on with the arm and what's going on with the fabric. The good news is that blue really is very forgiving, in my opinion. So I can lift some of this out if I don't like it. I know I'm coming back in there, and this got a little dark. So I'm going to lighten that up, and now you can really see just how forgiving this cobalt blue really is. I just about lifted all of it out. And softened it. I'm taking out some of my pencil lines as I go. And each time I go back in, I see something else. Like I see how this moves around. And it's a good time to just come in with one area morphing into another and working down and around on the vest. Back to that original cobalt blue. And there's a sliver of light on that shoulder, and I want to hold on to it. Just hold on to it. I'm dragging the blue right on down. There we go. Okay, that's where the vest just goes a little more neutral. So back to that vermilion and cobalt blue. It changes the blue. And I can come over here and just see that get a little darker. Okay, so now with my neutral, and that would be the vermilion, and the cobalt blue, I'm starting to work around the negative space on the shirt. Notice how it starts to go just a little cooler here in the background. So before that dries, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do that and drop in a little bit of Viridian. While it's wet. And up here, just let it get a little warmer. There. Without really doing a whole lot. I'm just going to let those colors run together. And of course, this is still going cooler right down the side here. Okay, I know I'm coming out of view. So while I'm here on this corner, let me just go ahead and start to work with the light. So up here you have this warmer light. So this is just a little bit of my permanent yellow light with a little bit of permanent green number 1. And now this is straight permanent green number 1, moving in different directions. I really want that background to be out of focus. So coming down onto this plant, it looks like I don't know, do you think it's a cypress? A little permanent yellow, permanent green, number 1. And Viridian will make you a secondary green. I'm going to try leaving some of this sparkle. This just allows me to work with negative space. And now I'm going to go back to my cobalt blue, and I'm going to just put some of this in here. Kind of the underpinnings. I'm going to use my brush to create some of the leaves. Well, maybe not. Too soon. All right, I'm going out of view. So over here, I will start to see some of the blue. And we're going to call this video done because I need to reposition my camera. So there we go. This is cobalt. All right. Call that one done.